This is the Wisekrakrbusiness Warframe, and today we're going to take a look at how to use the Ivara, a new Warframe that uses a bow and arrows and has a radar that senses enemies of herself. So let's check out the build, and it was a hard build to make because I didn't know what I wanted more duration or maybe more the range, but I ended on more power strength. And it is because I want my ultimate ability to be powerful as heck, and it is now. So as you can see, with Blind Rage Intensify, I got my strength. With Fleeting Expertise and Streamline, I got a lot of efficiency, more than enough. And of course with Prime Flow, I got a lot of energy. I got Stretch to keep my power range at 100%, and Vitality because I need my health. And Narrow-Minded to top off my power duration. So let's check out all the abilities, and let's first start with Quiver. And with Quiver you got 4 arrows, and we will check them all out, but let's first check out how to switch between all the arrows. And you can switch between them by tapping your ability key, and if you end up at your arrow you want to use, just hold down your ability key and there you can see it. And we equip our first arrow, and is a dash wire arrow, and you can stand on those. So you form a zip line from your feet to the point you want, and you can have a maximum of 4 zip lines at a time. The second arrow is a Cloak Arrow, which can cloak yourself or your allies, and with this build it will stay there for 13.5 seconds and have a radius of 2.5 meters. Now let's check out the last 2 arrows, and the first one is a Noise Arrow, and those will attract your enemies. So you put an arrow down and your enemies will see what's happening at the noise. And as you can see, you can form a little group of enemies and then use your last arrow, which is a Sleep Arrow. And with that arrow, you can put your enemies to sleep. The noise radius is about 20 meters and the sleep duration is about 11 seconds. So now it's time for our second ability, and it's called Navigator, and you assume control of your projectile. And this is a cool ability, ladies and gentlemen. So first use your ability and then fire a shot, and there it goes. And you can make it go faster by clicking your fire button and make it go slower by using your aiming button. This ability can be used on any weapon that uses projectiles with travel time. Navigator itself has no casting cost, but it consumes energy while it is in the air, and energy drain is affected by power duration and power efficiency. The longer the projectile is controlled in the air, the more damage it will do, and the damage multiplier is affected by power strength. And sometimes when you use it, this happens. The third ability is called Prowl, and here you become invisible and you can steal loot from your enemies and take them out with deadly headshots. First of all, this is just amazing. You can become invisible and stay invisible because the power efficiency is great enough in this build, so you can walk around invisible all the livelong day. But let's check it out first. You can see that you cannot sprint while you are in Prowl. And that makes sense because it's called Prowl. So let's use it. But you can become a little bit faster by rolling, as you can see. So that is a little tip for you. Here you can see some of the enemies, and let's loot them. There we go. Thank you. And now you die. Next. What do you have? Nothing much, I see. Oh, there we go. Another little bit of health. Some ammo, and now you die. So let's check out these headshot multipliers. Because while in Prowl, your headshots do a lot of damage. So my tip is just stand beside an enemy and just shoot them right in the face. And that brings us to our ultimate ability called the Artemis Bow, which summons a mighty bow and unleashes a volley of devastating arrows. So when this ability is active, you use your fire button to fire some arrows. You can hold them down to spread the fan horizontally upon release, and using your secondary fire button will fire an arrow from your quiver. Base damage is affected by power strength, but the Artemis Bow also benefits from rifle mod, so you can even put some elemental damage on those bastards. And it also has an innate punch through. And as I said before, this build has a lot of power strength, so you can kill a lot of enemies with this ability. But the power is not distributed evenly, because you got 80% piercing damage, 10% impact, and 10% slash damage. So now that we have all the knowledge, it's time to take a force spin. And what better way to do that is by doing a sortie mission. And these missions are pretty hard. So let's go for the first one. And it is against the Grenier, level 50, between level 50 and 60. So they are pretty hard, pretty tough. So here you can see my Artemis Bow is equipped, and I'm killing them so very easily. And as you can see, because these bastards are pretty hard, I'm always prowling. I'm prowling in the dark, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want them to see me, because the Ivara is very, very sensible, and she doesn't want to get hurt. So use your prowl whenever you want, but sometimes you need to be tough. You need to slash them into pieces. But after a while, just go prowling again. Maybe put them to sleep. There we go. You can use your finishers on them. Look at this. Vijaka. They're dead. Like they should be. So while doing missions, you can always use all your arrows in your quiver by getting a better vantage point. Or maybe using it to slow down some high-level enemies. As you can see here, they tried to take over my point, but I put them to sleep. So here again, another sortie mission, but this time the second one, so even higher level enemies. And again, prowling in the night, stealing from them, and thank you for that mod. So we continue. And as I said, while using prowl and using the arrows in your quiver, and especially the sleep arrow, that is my favorite, you can always finish off your enemies. And with the Artemis Bow, you got a lot of strength, so even bosses become so very easy. Look at that. One shot, one kill. There we go. So now it's time for my favorite mission on Draco. And yeah, let's check it out. Use my Navigator here. And now I got a little zip line to get a better vantage point all over the map. So let's first take this point, because always go for the point. And now we go. We go into prowl mode, use our Artemis Bow, and start killing all these bastards. This new Warframe, ladies and gentlemen, is very rapidly becoming my favorite one. So now we're still doing the mission, and let's use all our abilities in quick succession. So first we got the zip line, and then we use our Artemis Bow. We already using our prowl. Let's use the noise arrow. There they all come. Now let's use our sleep arrow and of course the Navigator, and let's do our finisher. There we go. Look at that. All abilities used in around 10 seconds. It's pretty cool. Oh my god, I love this new Warframe. Go get it, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of this episode, you can click on a video on how to get it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Check me out on all my other videos, and I hope to see you soon. And have fun getting this Warframe. Adios. Today we're going to take a look at how we're going to get the Ivara. So we need all the blueprint parts, and these are all spy missions. So here we can see how we can get the system blueprint part, and here the chassis, and of course the helmet and the main blueprint. And these are the hardest spy missions of all. So now we know where we can get them. I will show you how I got them and what missions I did.